resume is the most important marketing tool you can have. It has one purpose and one purpose only: to persuade the reader to contact you for an interview. Resume writing involves documenting your accomplishments and skills to showcase what you can offer an employer. Tailor each resume to a specific job for which you are applying. Emphasize those parts of your work history, education background, and personal experience that especially qualify you and only you for that particular position. So number one, you want to define your career or job objective. List all your past work. List your education and training. You want to organize this information. You don't want to be scattered all over the place. You want to be very organized with this information. Proofread and revise it. You want to make sure that every so often you update your resume, because there may be new certifications, there may be new accomplishments that you have achieved that you can add to your resume. Limit the resume to one page. Sometimes 2 pages are right, but preferably 1 page is the best, because then you don't have to worry about the second page possibly getting lost somewhere. Appearance, grammar, and spelling count. Last thing you want is a resume where someone misspells words and the appearance of the resume is not clean. You don't want something on the crumpled sheet of paper or fingerprints on it. You want it very clean, because this represents you. Because when you drop that resume off with your application, you may not be there to interview with the person, but the resume speaks for you while you're not there as well. Use a good quality standard 8.5-inch by 11-inch bond paper. White, cream, or off-white paper are good choices of color. Be conservative. Do not use bright colored paper or fancy fonts. Once again, be conservative. Just because it's pink or orange or yellow and it's going to get their attention, but it's going to get their attention right in the trash. Lead with your strengths. Be consistent in style. Use active words and measurable criteria. And proofread, and then get someone else to proofread for you as well. All right. Do you have any comments on resume that you want to?
You got a certain format that you prefer? You know, some people, it's like some people have different little formats of.
I mean, fonts, the type of fonts you use on the computer?
Yeah, that too. And, I've seen people where they put like the company and the address and phone number and then came over and did, like, I did this, like, was responsible for blah, 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 over on the separate side.
Before we leave, I have some sample copies that I'll give to each one of you that I received that gives you an idea of a resume. But there are a lot of resumes online that you can look and get samples, just get ideas, and just do the best one you can with it.
Monster.com has some samples. Their resumes, interview questions and answers, and all of those stuff. One thing I wanted to mention about your resume: a lot of times now you do not send a paper copy, but you send an email. If you're sending an email, it's best to use the PDF format if you can do it, because if you use PDF, it stays the same way. If you use, say, like a Word or a text file, sometimes they will change, and the presentation is much different from what you have. It may organize things and get things all jumbled up. You see? So the best format to use for your email is the PDF. Yeah, the PDF. And something that's very, very important, you just mentioned it, but you did not really define it, the active verbs. When you do your resume, be sure that you use active verbs. And again, on Monster.com, they list all the send it to a real big company, the big companies, they do not read your resume. They scan them. And when they scan them, they count active verbs. If they would have, well, we would take the people with 20 active verbs. So if you pull up 19, you may get eliminated. After that initial screen, then a human would read it. But the initial screen with the big companies is done by computer. You see, so active verbs are very important, and you can go online and you can see all those active verbs. And when you read a resume, try to recognize active verbs and be sure you have those in your resume so that in case that company that you apply to is scanning your resume, you would not get eliminated because you didn't use enough active verbs.
No, you're absolutely right, because you could have someone that attended Vance Granville Community College that used 25 active verbs, and have someone that was valedictorian of Harvard University that used 1 active verb. Based on the way the computer reads the resume, they're going to go after the person that sent the resume with the one with the active verbs. Why do they like active verbs? Because it shows that you've done something. You've managed, you supervised, you directed, you delegated information. They're active verbs. Passive verbs are like, I did a good job doing this, I was adequate, it was fair, reasonable, satisfactory. They're very soft and passive. But active verbs are very active. You have some more active verbs you want to?
But you know, I can't think of them right. But once you go onto Monster.com, just go to Monster.com or just Google it, active verb. They give you the whole list, you know. And when you do your resume, be sure that essentially on every line you put one of those things in. You know? And you see, it is critical that when you do anything, you always try to do your best. Because if you try to do your best and you do your best, those things will be just falling at you. You know, they will be just falling at you. And this is what the company